So you're riding along at night and you meet a German dispatch rider coming the other way and you swap tyres and magnetos with him.
There's always a moment to have a deal in any situation, you know that, come on.
He was never the loud one in the room. He didn't seek the spotlight, didn't crave the attention, and yet somehow Sam Lovegrove became one of the most quietly admired figures in British television. For years, he was the co-pilot of Shed and Buried, a restoration show that did more than just polish old metal. It brought the past back to life, one dusty motorbike or rusted tractor at a time. Sam's role wasn't built on charisma or showmanship. It was built on skill, patience, and a kind of gentle wisdom that viewers grew to trust. He was the man who didn't need to explain himself. He just did the work. Every time he turned, a wrench or stared thoughtfully at a pile of forgotten parts, fans leaned in. They saw someone who wasn't performing for the camera, but was simply doing what he loved. And then, just as quietly as he arrived, he disappeared. No announcement, no farewell episode, no cryptic social media post. One day, he was there. The next, he was gone. And for many fans, it felt personal. They had grown to care not just about the machines, but about the man behind them. Was he ill? Had there been a falling out with producers? Or did something even deeper happen? For a long time, all anyone had were questions and rumors. But behind the mystery lies a story not of scandal, but of a man choosing authenticity in a world that often rewards the opposite. Sam Lovegrove didn't just stumble into the world of engineering, he was born for it. Growing up in the West Country, of England while other kids were running around fields or glued to video games, Sam was drawn to the rhythm of mechanics. From an early age, he was in sheds and garages, pulling engines apart, understanding how things worked and, more impressively, how to put them back together. His hands were his teachers as much as any professor would be later on. He eventually took that passion to Oxford Brookes University, where he earned a degree in mechanical engineering with honors. But what set Sam apart wasn't just book smarts, it was intuition. He had what fellow engineers often called mechanical empathy, the ability to just feel what a machine needed. After university, he cut his teeth at Gemini accident repair centers, restoring bikes and solving complex mechanical issues with precision. But Sam wasn't content to stay in the lane of traditional repairs. His talent soon led him into high performance, automotive design, working with Honda on legendary machines like the NSX and the C7R Corvette. These weren't just cars, they were feats of engineering, and Sam was right there, deep in the heart of it. Later, he consulted for Aston Martin, Jaguar, and Lotus, lending his quiet brilliance to some of the most elite automotive teams in the UK. Within these circles, Sam built a reputation as the man you called when a system was too complex for anyone else. Not loud, not flashy, just unshakably dependable. Sam's transition to television wasn't part of some big career move. It was pure happenstance. He met Henry Cole at a car show in London. Henry, a motorcycle enthusiast and television personality known for his infectious energy, instantly recognized something rare in Sam. He wasn't just a mechanical genius. He had a screen presence. That didn't feel like acting. Sam didn't try to perform, and that was the magic. Their meeting led to Sam's first appearance on the motorbike show, where audiences immediately took to his soft-spoken manner and encyclopedic knowledge. He had a way of explaining things without sounding superior. His tone made you feel like you were learning from a trusted friend. That chemistry with Henry Cole eventually gave birth to Shed and Buried, a show where the two traveled across the UK, unearthing forgotten vehicles in barns, sheds, and garages. Their dynamic was perfect. Henry brought the energy and the banter, while Sam balanced the mood with calm analysis and dry wit. Fans watched not just for the restorations, but for the relationship between the two men. They seemed to care about the work, about the history, and about each other. And Sam, time and again, proved his skill. In one episode, he brought a rare 1962 Greaves Sportsman back from the brink of scrap metal. In another, he painstakingly restored a Ferguson TE-20 tractor in Cornwall, transforming it from a heap of rust into a functional, gleaming piece of heritage. Whether it was a military Land Rover buried on a farm in Northern Ireland or a vintage petrol pump that had seen better days, Sam treated every item with the same respect. His love for machinery wasn't about nostalgia. It was about honoring craftsmanship off camera. Sam's talents reached even further. He collaborated with Bro Superior, the iconic British motorcycle brand, engineering custom bikes designed to break records. One of those creations, the Baby Pendine, was a 700cc beast that broke 2 FIM and 2 AMA speed records on the Salt Flats, driven by none other than Henry Cole. Behind every bolt and curve of that machine was Sam, working meticulously, not for applause, but for the pursuit of mechanical perfection. And then, in 2020, just as the show had found its rhythm and fan base, Sam disappeared. No final episode, no social media update, just silence. Fans waited, hoping for news. For almost 2 years, there was nothing. Then, in 2022, Henry Cole finally spoke up in an interview with Classic Bike magazine, explaining that Sam had suffered a severe reaction to an insect bite, forcing him to take time off from filming. But the explanation raised more questions than it answered. There were no photos, no timelines, no follow-ups. The internet lit up with theories. Some believed he had creative disagreements with producers. Others thought he was battling health or personal issues. A fake tweet even circulated, falsely quoting him saying, "I'm never coming back." The mystery only deepened his myth. Everyone wanted answers. But Sam, in classic fashion, gave none. What few knew at the time was that Sam hadn't vanished. He had simply retreated. He moved to Redruth, Cornwall, with his wife and 4 children, choosing a quieter life far from the demands of television. There, in a modest but well-equipped workshop, Sam returned to what he loved, restoring vintage motorcycles, not for TV cameras, but for himself and his community. According to locals, he prefers to work alone, turning down nearly every offer. For solo shows or interviews, industry insiders say networks were eager to give him his own spotlight, but he consistently declined. He reportedly stayed loyal to Henry Cole, believing in the partnership that had built something special, and refused to cash in on fame. That decision only deepened his fans' admiration. In 2023, he quietly restored an AJS Thruxton that was later called a technical masterpiece by Classic Motorcycle magazine. He still consults for private collectors and even helps institutions like the National Motorcycle Museum, but always behind the scenes. Sam's withdrawal wasn't fueled by bitterness. It was a conscious choice to live by his values. In a world obsessed with visibility, he chose privacy. In an industry that rewards self-promotion, he let the work speak for itself. Today, fans still talk about him, on forums, in YouTube comments, on Facebook groups dedicated to vintage restoration. Every so often, a rumor flares up. In 2023, a viral post claimed Sam was in talks to return to Shed and Buried. It spread like wildfire before being quietly dismissed. But hope remains. Henry Cole has made it clear in multiple interviews that the door is always open, that Sam is welcome back whenever he's ready. Yet, true to form, Sam remains silent. No interviews, no public statements, no fanfare. And maybe that's exactly how he wants it. Because Sam Lovegrove didn't build a legacy by being loud, he built it by being consistent, precise, and deeply principled. Whether he's refusing to overpay for a BSA Gold Star or walking away from a bad deal on a petrol pump, Sam has always stood by what he believes is fair. Some call it stubbornness. Others call it integrity. And in his quiet workshop in Cornwall, surrounded by vintage engines and the soft clink of tools meeting steel, Sam is still doing what he loves, one restoration at a time. Maybe we'll see him again on TV. Maybe we won't. But what he gave us, His passion, his knowledge, and his authenticity has already secured his place in the hearts of fans. In a world full of noise, Sam chose silence, and in that silence, he's still speaking volumes.